We're talking about creating wellness by tapping into your own spine's resilience within 2 minutes. The wobbly stool. Have you ever sat on a wobbly stool? The higher it is, especially if it doesn't have a backing to it, the more scared you're going to be, and the sooner you're going to try to grab onto something to prevent from falling off. Well, in the spine, it's very similar. But unfortunately, when you're subluxated, when your atlas is out of alignment, you might not know it right away. But one of the things that happens is when the atlas goes out of alignment, the brainstem sends all these signals that try to brace and compensate and try to keep the head back on level. A lot of tension on one side of the spine, and all these different effects. There's literally 27 different effects that could happen as a result of the subluxation. But the good news is when we get adjusted, there's 27 positive effects. I call that the 27 birds in one stone. And let's focus on this part right here. Notice here we have the brainstem feeding right into the cerebellum, and then that goes into the amygdala, which is our ability to handle stress, our hippocampus, which is our learning center, the hypothalamus, which is our neuroendocrine support center. To zoom out, there we go, to zoom out, we're focusing on just this area for today. Now, any one of those legs on that bar stool, if it's off even a little bit, it could cause the whole thing to be wobbly. And so when we look over here, we have the amygdala, our ability to handle stress, the hippocampus, the hypothalamus, and over here the key is the vestibular nucleus. Now we can't analyze, we don't have tests and electrodes hooked up to the brain on a regular visit basis or on an ever visit basis, but we do constantly monitor what's going on with the vestibular nucleus, the range of motion, especially in the hips area, the alignment of the hips, and the leg length imbalance, referring to what I mentioned in the beginning of the spasm in the spine as a direct result of the atlas subluxation. So the wonderful thing is we can monitor one of these, the vestibular nucleus, the alignment before and after, since we don't just rely on a popping noise with our work. And we know that in order to affect this, we had to go through the front door, let's say, the stabilizer, the integrator of this strong stool. This stool is stronger with this reinforcement right here than if it didn't have this. So since we had to go through the cerebellum in order to affect the vestibular nucleus, by lesser logic and scientific proof, although we can't prove this on a regular visit-by-visit basis, we know that we're affecting the amygdala, our ability to handle stress, hippocampus, our ability to pay attention and be sharp and to have good memory and recall, because most people have a very good memory, it's just their ability to recall and recapture that information that may be lacking, which can be developed. And also the hypothalamus, which is basically dictating your body's chemistry. And so when we adjust the spine, it helps to connect this, to integrate this, and so we can affect that right away. And then people will often say they can't believe how much more clearly they're thinking now. Or is it possible that I could get adjusted and feel less stress? Or for females oftentimes, that time of the month isn't so painful or crampy, or my mood, my attitude is changing. These things are very, very common, even though people usually come into us for neck pain, headaches, and some of these more common conditions associated with chiropractic. And this is how upper cervical care is designed to get you healthy again. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Prior Lake Spinal Care, 952-226-7222, or email us at info@priorlakespinalcare.com.